Hey guys, short video today because I have better things to do with my life. I found this wacky video that makes some pretty interesting claims on the new vaccine and COVID.
Well, for almost a year now, we have heard from so many so-called conspiracy theorists how the COVID vaccine is going to contain a microchip because the government wants to track you. Of course, we've heard that that's all crazy. And yet on Sunday, a new report from 60 Minutes includes an interview with a scientist from the Pentagon who says that there is now a COVID microchip that can be implanted under your skin in order to help you determine if you have COVID. Take a look at this.
Of course somewhere in the world you'd find at least one person that believes the vaccine contains microchips so the government can track you. Does that surprise anyone? It feels like everything comes with a microchip these days. Like last year I went to a shelter to adopt a cat and they told me she has been microchipped. What are they doing now? Trying to find out what the cats have been up to? Better not break any cat laws. In all seriousness though, there's no microchip in the vaccines. Just think about what that would entail. If we really did want to microchip someone, you'd have to put it in a specific location, let's say in your earlobe or just under your skin or something. And it has to remain in the same place. You can't just inject it freely into your bloodstream and have it float around. That's ridiculous. There'd be no telling where it'd end up or if it would do any damage. This is just another ridiculous claim that debunks itself. Okay, so the next section plays a clip from 60 Minutes. I don't know if they have any form of copyright ID or not, probably best not to take any chances, so I'll just briefly summarize what happens. Basically, it's just someone saying they're putting funds into scientific research that may sound like science fiction. Even if most of the experiments fail, one successful invention would be pretty lit.
As dystopian as that may seem, get this. The research department that developed this microchip is the same one that actually has been funding gain-of-function research for the last 20 years. Yes, the same gain-of-function research that makes coronaviruses attach more aggressively to human cells.
I don't know what research group this is or what they're trying to do or what this guy even means by quote gain-of-function research, but whatever it is, I'm certain they're not just investing in ways to make the coronavirus attach better to human cells. First of all, that wouldn't really be a gain-of-function since it would just need to change the structure of its spike protein. Second of all, I simply just see no merit in doing something like this, unless, I don't know, you're paid by the government to make a potent bioweapon, which is kind of silly at this point since the virus is already everywhere. Third of all, even if they did make a more harmful strain, you would still have to find a way to circulate around the population, assuming you want to kill people. So yeah, I don't know enough about the research, but I'm almost certain this guy is either making up information or misreading some article. Moving on.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. A lot to get to today, including this brand new report from 60 Minutes that very casually lays out the idea that the Pentagon has created a microchip to be implanted under your skin that can help you determine whether or not you have the symptoms of COVID.
Haha, I knew it. It was something normal after all.
It includes a scientist from the Pentagon who explains the new microchip that has been created to be implanted under your skin that will help to determine whether or not you have COVID. Watch this.
Okay, so another clip from 60 Minutes. Again, I won't be showing the clip, but essentially there's like this tiny chip which you put under your skin. There are chemical reactions that occur inside your body, which the chip can then pick up on and identify if you have symptoms. I'll get into more of the details in just a second.
Why would I ever need this microchip under my skin? It doesn't necessarily detect anything other than COVID-19. Does it detect cancer? Does it detect heart disease? Does it detect stroke? Right now, no, because this microchip fits right into the narrative that we've been told for the past year, which that there is nothing more deadly, more heinous, and more dangerous to society and to you as an individual than this one virus called COVID-19 that has a 99.6% survival rate. And because of that one virus, you should have this microchip implanted under your skin in order to be able to determine whether or not you have symptoms.
Okay, so he gets a couple of facts wrong. First of all, I tried looking this up but was unable to find any primary sources. So as a result, we'll just have to go with articles written about this. Apparently, research for this started in 2016 as a way to measure an individual's health. It takes in a lot of different factors such as recording your blood glucose levels, oxygen levels, and other biomolecules. That way, if something happened to the soldier, you would immediately know. Then, it seems like it was repurposed a bit to be able to detect the presence of COVID-19. How, you ask? Well, I actually don't know if they have disclosed this information or not, so for now we can just speculate. My suspicion is that it detects COVID antibodies. So to answer this guy's comment about having people microchipped for a disease that has such a high survival rate, it wasn't designed specifically for this virus. I honestly would be completely shocked if it were, because something like this would take years and years to develop, and COVID is still a relatively new virus. Second of all, this is not a microchip. It's more accurate to call it a sensor. People get so triggered when they even hear of implanting something something underneath a person's skin, they immediately shout microchip even though it isn't one. All this thing does is monitor your blood contents, that's it. Third of all, this sensor isn't even available to the public. Heck, I don't think it even is used in the military yet. You can definitely stop worrying about it because I doubt we would have this implanted into the bodies of ordinary citizens like you and me, at least not in the near future.
By the way, another way to figure out whether you have symptoms is to actually experience symptoms, because that's exactly your body telling you that you have a virus or you have a disease.
Of course, if you have symptoms, then you have symptoms. The symptoms you feel is not actually directly caused by the virus, but is more so your body reacting to fight it. However, the problem with this virus, and is the reason why it spreads pretty fast, is that it can transmit before you experience symptoms. Not to mention that a small percentage of people are asymptomatic, so they never experience symptoms but are still able to spread it. The virus relies on people who don't know they're infected to go outside and give it to others. But if we have some sort of method to know someone is infected before they show symptoms, then that is huge. We would be able to quarantine people while they're infectious without symptoms, which would reduce the spread of the virus by many times. It's a technology that we wish we could have right now. However, like I said earlier, this sensor is not meant for general public use. It would have to go through a lot more steps before we even reach that stage, and even after that, there would be a question on how many people would agree to such a thing. So yeah, not in our world, at least for now. But in the future, we may see a technology similar to this that would be able to monitor everything about a human being's health. That would allow for faster responses and would save many lives. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week.